Hello, my name is GBADS. A lot of people call me GBAD, but I'm going to be playing an old DOS game called God of Thunder. This game was released in '93, and like many DOS games of its time, this is divided into 3 parts. The first part is the shareware version of the game. So back in the 1990s, when kids growing up had DOS games, they could only play the first part of the game, and they would have to go order parts 2 and 3. That's the way it usually was back then. So people are much more familiar with part 1 than they are parts 2 and 3. So this category is just for part 1. Serpent Surprise. You fight this boss, Jormungand, a serpent that enslaves a village, and you navigate through mazes, puzzles, and even some dialogue text before you fight him. So I'll start the timer. 3, 2, 1, go. So this game, you're going to notice at the surface, looks like a knockoff of Zelda 1, but it also has elements such as puzzle features, which you're going to notice. So notice right off the bat, we're grabbing 14 jewels. So we go to this blue dollar sign, which costs 10 jewels, and there's 96 jewels at hand over here. And that'll give us 100 jewels. And we'll be able to go through the red jewel sign and get a key to go through that key door we just mentioned. And you may notice I didn't collect all the jewels there. That's because when you kill an enemy, it can give you either health, magic, or jewels. And one of them gave me 10 jewels, so that was pretty helpful. And coming up is our first underground section with a room full of spiders. And in a world record attempt, I attempt to go straight through with a 10 to 15% success rate. But here, in a marathon safe run, it's best if I go straight through. Like so. I mean, if I get to skip there and I'm successful, it saves a few seconds, but it's also risky as well. So, we're now past the underground section, and we're going to be encountering these skunks, which we'll have to react to. But coming up, we're going to be going into the town. So this town, as I mentioned, has dialogue text. So I have to go into this old man's house, and he's going to tell me he's looking for something. And I also go down here and touch the sign. That's essential because when I get the bridge repaired, I'm going to have to tell him what the name of the bridge is. So we go through these portions just to unlock certain elements, and going here, he's going to give me a key so I can go into a room to get lightning power later on. So he did take the magic, which is why I didn't use it early on. When you press Control, if you have magic with the enchanted apple, which is the item we have now, it would increase your health. One thing you also notice is that it's best to avoid jewels at this point, because the rest of part 1, jewels, you're not really going to need the jewels for anything. And at the end of the game, before you can get out, it tallies up all the jewels you've gotten as a bonus, but here we want a bonus gift. So you notice we just gave that old man a doll, which we saw in the room prior, And now that I've given him the doll, he's able to tell me where the repairman is, which is up here. And just so you know, I can't ask him what to fix until after I've spoken with that old man. That's how this game is programmed. So I just told him what the bridge is. It's Creakin's Bridge, which we saw earlier. I took an intentional death there so that I could warp back there in a short amount of time. So we're now going to be in the lightning section pretty soon, and this one can be a little bit tricky. It's best if I just stay put. So I'm just going to stay here, wait for the rats to come to me, like so. Yeah, that can happen too. So one of the things that can go wrong is the rat gets hung up there, like so. And now we have the lightning power. That's one of the RNG elements that can happen in this game. But we're going to be going past the completed bridge, and now we're out of here. So now, using the lightning power we had, we're going to be destroying this guy, the hedgehog, and now we can get through. So the lightning power, you can kill surrounding enemies, and we're going to be using it quite a bit the rest of this run. So now we have apples to heal up, and we just did it. So the apples give you health, and those potions give you magic. And if you're full, they'll just stay there. So now we're collecting a shrub, and we're going to be giving it to the troll that we saw briefly, and that will enable us to progress to get the keys. So now we have the lightning power, and kill him again, and there's the troll to your left. So that's now that we have the shrub, he'll let us get past there. So now we go back up here, and we go around, and some of those potions could be useful when you get them. And then we go back down here, go through them, and coming up is a challenging section which the trolls are going to throw rocks at you. So now you have to go through here. So those rocks are insta-kill. So, okay, we have a tight window that we can get in. Got it. So now you just come in through here, and we're going to be getting 6 keys that was seen earlier. And it's best to damage boost my way here. So there's 6 keys, and I just kill these just preserve on a little bit of health. So now we're gonna have to go back through the troll section again. So I have a very tight window. I've been getting it consistently, and let's see if I can get it now. Yes, okay. It was a tight window, but I was able to get it, and I was able to use it. So while we have this downtime, I'm using the magic to heal up. And we're going to be going back up here, and that's a nice window to do that because we have it on Enchanted Apple setting, but now we have to use the lightning again. And sometimes that'll happen, but in that case I just lightning it again. And coming up is an element of timing. So there's going to be a bunch of serpents coming up, like so, and we go in, and with good timing I get that in. See? So those worms, as they call them, if you crop through their trajectory without anything in the way, they're insta-kill. So we're about to enter another spider section. This one has a bit of a higher success rate. I'm just going to show you what I mean by just plowing straight through. Let's see if that works. Ah, see, I got it. First try. So, it's a lot harder earlier, but that just shows you how rewarding it can be when you go for it. So now we're entering a maze. So now let's see. Ideally, I would like to have both of these skunks to be killed, and if they don't, then I just go around killing them. Yeah. These switches, when you're on them, are also insta-kill. And so then we go up here. There are plenty of underground rooms, but this is the ultimate one, which leads to 2 keys to get out of it. So that's the first key, and we use the lightning to kill these creatures. And there's the old man we saw earlier with his doll, and he's gonna give me the second key, and there we insta-kill him. So that green fairy that you see on the top left, that heals up your magic. So like when you do it, it just heals it up. Normally I don't go for it, but if I'm low on health, I'll heal up on magic so I can get the enchanted apple to heal up. But even though I am low on health, upcoming is a red fairy, which heals up my health, which I almost always use in a marathon, or in world record attempts. So there we go. So now we're under some puzzles. So using these, you may notice there are 2 keys and key doors, and normally you use both keys in this section. You go through that key door, but thanks to this log clipping, now I can just go in straight here, and I'm left with a spare key, and that will become very useful later on. It's about a 40-second time save. Here, I'm going to use the boulder again. So then we go up here, and down here. Then I go down here. Let's see if I can time it right. I did. So now, let's see if we can heal up. So coming up are hedgehogs, which could be a little bit RNG. And I notice I'm low on health, so I switch to the enchanted apple. And here is the last skunk section of part 1. And now, normally you bring in 2 stones, but let's see if I can get this. If I stop it just right, there we go. Yeah. If I stop there, that worm would insta-kill me. So you see that key on the top left? Normally you have to make several trips around, but thanks to this spare key we have, we could just get in straight past it. So here, we're about to enter the final boss of part 1, and I always heal up, and the way this boss works is you have to hit it from the behind. So, and then you hit it, you can't hit from the front, and it's just a matter of getting the strategy down. And if I'm low on health, I just use the enchanted apple. And it could be RNG, these movements, but we just got a very good boss pattern. So notice I just use the enchanted apple. And now that I beat the final boss, it's going to count down the health, magic, and jewels. Remember I mentioned collecting jewels? So then we go down here, and time. So I got a 1320 just now. The world record is 1228, and that includes the spider skip in the intro section. That includes a good lightning room and some good navigation all around. So I know the puzzle section, I had to heal up. So in my world record attempts, I haven't really done that, but that's just to demonstrate the RNG that can happen. So the boss fight was actually a pretty decent. Had good pattern. What could go wrong there is that if I die, it's probably another 30 to 45 seconds. And you saw me screw up in the lightning room. And there's just a couple areas that I did get first try. I think 15 to 16 minutes, probably 15 minutes. I've been able to consistently get under 15 minutes. But if I want a 99% chance, I would probably have to go with 16 minutes. So this game is being run on DOSBox. And I know a lot of DOS games as of late have been run, and I have, through some research, I learned that those GDQ runs were also on DOSBox. But there are 3 others on the leaderboards for this category. One of them is Tampa, who is a well-known tasser, and he has been at past GDQs. And since I understand how DOS games have influenced the speedrunning community, I think it would be nice to show off another DOS game. While it may not be as known, I think it really deserves a showing at a GDQ. So, so thank you for that.